Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to the show where we help you take your English skills to the next level. I'm Stefan, and in today's episode, we're talking about something that can be a real challenge for many English learners: building confidence when speaking English. We've all felt nervous, embarrassed, or just plain stuck when it comes to speaking another language. But don't worry, I've got some great tips to help you overcome those fears and speak English more confidently. Now, grab a cup of tea or coffee, sit back, and let's dive in. So, why do we feel nervous when speaking English? For most of us, it's the fear of making mistakes, right? We're worried that we'll say the wrong thing, use the wrong grammar, or that people won't understand us. And then there's that voice inside our head that tells us we sound ridiculous, that we should just stay quiet instead. Trust me, it's something everyone has faced at some point. But here's the thing: making mistakes is a normal part of learning. The key is to change your mindset. You have to accept that mistakes are actually a good thing because they show you're trying, you're learning, and you're making progress. It's like riding a bicycle. When you start, you might fall a few times, but as you keep practicing, you get better and better, until you're cruising down the road without even thinking about it. The first tip I have for you is to start by speaking to yourself in English. Yes, you heard me right, talk to yourself. It might sound silly, but it's a great way to get used to speaking English without the pressure of someone listening. You can describe what you're doing. For example, I'm making breakfast now, I'm frying some eggs, I'm making toast. Or you can talk about your plans for the day, like, after work, I'm going to meet a friend for coffee. The point is to practice forming sentences in English regularly. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel. Another thing you can do is record yourself speaking. I know, listening to your own voice can feel strange, but it's an effective way to hear how you sound and notice areas where you can improve. When you play back your recording, pay attention to your pronunciation, intonation, and how confident you sound. This will give you a better idea of what you need to work on, and you'll be able to track your progress over time. Now, let's move on to finding speaking partners. You don't have to wait until you're fluent to start speaking to others. In fact, having regular conversations in English can help you build confidence faster. You can join language exchange groups, online forums, or even find a speaking buddy on social media. When you talk to someone who's also learning, you can share your experiences and support each other. Remember, they're probably feeling just as nervous as you are. It's also important to set small, achievable goals. For example, you could aim to speak for 5 minutes in English every day, or have a short conversation with a native speaker once a week. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect. The goal is progress, not perfection. Celebrate each little achievement because it shows you're getting closer to your goal. One thing that really helps with confidence is knowing a variety of conversation starters and fillers. These are phrases you can use when you're not sure what to say next, or you need a moment to think. For example, phrases like, "That's a good question," "Well, let me see," or "I'm not exactly sure, but I think," can give you a bit of extra time to gather your thoughts. Using fillers makes you sound more natural and keeps the conversation going. Also, I recommend watching English movies or TV shows, and paying close attention to how the characters speak. Notice the expressions they use and try to imitate their tone and rhythm. Even if you don't understand every word, listening to the natural flow of conversation can help you improve your own speaking skills. And don't just watch passively. Repeat what they say, imitate their expressions, and try to copy their intonation. This is called shadowing, and it's a great exercise to boost your speaking confidence. Okay, let's recap what we've covered so far. Speak to yourself in English regularly to get comfortable forming sentences. Record yourself speaking to identify areas for improvement. Find speaking partners for regular practice. Set small, achievable goals to track your progress. Learn conversation fillers to sound more natural. Watch English media and practice shadowing to improve your rhythm and intonation. Before we wrap up, here's one last tip. Don't compare yourself to others. It's easy to feel discouraged when you see someone who seems more fluent than you are, but everyone's language journey is different. Focus on your own progress and remember that every step forward, no matter how small, is an achievement. Celebrate your growth and keep pushing yourself to speak, even when it feels difficult. Alright, that's it for today's episode. I hope these tips help you feel more confident when speaking English. Remember, the most important thing is to keep practicing and not to give up. Your confidence will grow with time. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a friend who's also learning English. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Keep speaking and stay confident.